Crystal spiders are small and not really deadly ice spiders. They are described as small arachnids featuring translucent blue legs and a white crystalline body. They have a gray body, blue limbs, blue fangs, blue eyes, and ice growing on their back. They can be found pretty much everywhere in the frozen webs and the frost nest. They have between 600 and 720 health, deal 55 damage per hit, drop 80 to 160 gold, 125 to 250 XP, have a low threat level, and they can be between levels 1 and 5. They have a 1/2 chance to drop tiny essence, a 1/3 chance to drop small essence, a 1/12 chance to drop greater essence, and a 1/12 chance to drop frost specks. They only have 2 attacks. First they bring their head up and swing it down in an attempt to bite you, then shortly after they will swing their head to the side, trying to bite you a second time. These attacks are relatively easy to parry, with the only problem being that their size can make it hard to see them getting ready to attack. Diamond spiders are crystal spiders but bigger, and with 1 extra attack. They're described as spiders who evolved from the lesser crystal variants with exoskeletons nearly impenetrable, gleaming like polished diamond. They have a dark blue body, blue icy fangs, blue eyes, blue limbs, and large blocks of ice growing out of their back. They can also be found in the frozen webs and the frost nest, just like the crystal spiders. They have 1000 to 1300 health, deal 70 damage, drop 95 to 190 gold, 145 to 290 XP, have a medium threat level, and their level ranges from 1 to 5. They have a 1/4 chance to drop medium essence, a 1/5 chance to drop large essence, a 1/8 chance to drop greater essence, a 1/12 chance to drop superior essence, and a 1/12 chance to drop frost specks. When you walk up to one of these spiders, they'll get jump scared and instinctively jump back and shoot an ice shard at you. After that, they'll do a stronger yet slower version of the crystal spider's first attack, where they raise their head and bring it down to bite you. Then, for their last attack, it's essentially the same thing but a lot slower, and instead of just their head, this time they raise the upper part of their body too. The last 2 attacks being really slow makes this enemy pretty easy to deal with, similar to how the Death Axe skeletons are way easier than the Axe skeletons. Prismarine spiders are diamond spiders but bigger and with a lot more attacks. They're so menacing that the devs were too scared to give them a description, so I'll make one up. They're probably just the diamond spiders, but way older and therefore more mature and stronger. They have a gray body, large gray limbs surrounded by icy spikes and covered in ice at the end, large sharp icy fangs, blue eyes, and an entire hill of ice on their back. Fortunately, only one of them spawns in the frost nest at a time, so you won't be jumped by 2 mini bosses. The ice must not be that heavy because they move the same as all the spiders, despite them carrying enough ice to flatten a car. They have between 7,500 and 11,500 health, deal 90 damage, drop 300 to 600 gold, 170 to 340 XP, are listed as having a medium threat level despite that being anything but the truth, and their level ranges from 1 to 5. They have a 1/3 chance to drop large essence, a 1/4 chance to drop greater essence, a 1/5 chance to drop epic essence, a 1/12 chance to drop frost specks, and a 1 out of, I don't actually know, chance to drop prismatic hearts. Since they're more mature than diamond spiders, they don't get jump scared when you walk up to them. They stay calm and collected while charging up and shooting 3 large ice crystals at you, but they aren't shot out too fast, so you have enough time to dodge or parry. After the crystals are shot, they will either have a long windup before doing a larger and much more damaging version of biting you, or they'll charge up and do a roar, which is parryable. Then they will swing at you with their right and left arms, but they do it really slowly, so you should have no problem parrying them. Their attacks are easy to deal with, but it's balanced out with them having a ton of health and you potentially getting third-partied by any nearby spiders. Common orcs aren't too difficult to deal with, but they aren't that great either. They're so mediocre the devs didn't think they deserve a description, so I'm making one up again. They're probably just orcs, but cold. They have dark gray armor with ice on their shoulders, blue skin with arm markings, a really ugly face, black hair, and a spiked blue mace, and they can only be found in the summit edges, so pretty much 80% of the peak. They have between 800 and 1000 health, deal 85 damage, drop between 175 and 350 gold, 150 to 300 XP, are a low threat level despite them being a league above crystal spiders in every way, and they can be levels 1 to 5. They have a 1/4 chance to drop large essence, a 1/8 chance to drop superior essence, and a 1/15 chance to drop rage marks. They only have 2 attacks. For their first attack, they swing their mace to the right and then the left at a somewhat slow pace, and then for their second attack, they steal the spinning move from the elite zombies and spin to the right twice. Their first attack is easy to dodge or parry since it's slow, but no matter what you do, you're probably getting hit by that spin move at least once. Elite orcs are common orcs, but bigger, stronger, and slower. Since the devs obviously have something against orcs, they decided to make sure these ones don't get a description either. So I'm guessing they're orcs, but cold and elite They have dark gray armor with a little more ice on their shoulders, blue skin, an even uglier face, gray hair with a horrible receding hairline, 2 blue horns, and a spiked crystalline mace. Just like common orcs, they can be found in the summit edges and pretty much in the exact same location as them. Besides the entrance, they have 2000 to 2200 health, deal 100 damage, drop 225 to 450 gold, 200 to 400 XP, a medium threat level, and their level ranges from 1 to 5. They have a 1/4 chance to drop superior essence, a 1/8 chance to drop greater essence, and a 1/15 chance to drop rage marks. When you walk up to them, they do a really epic leap into the sky before slamming their mace into the ground. Afterwards, they swing their axe to the right with one hand, and it's kind of hard to see, so good luck parrying that. After that, they then do a short wind up and then swing their mace to the left and also down. Then, I know they have a lot of attacks, they swing their mace up before slamming it down on the ground twice. And then, for their last attack, they swing their mace to the right and then to the left at a not very fast but also not slow pace. The order of these attacks may change depending on how you approach the orcs. Despite all the attacks, they aren't that hard to deal with. You really just need to parry a couple of times. Besides that random barely noticeable swing to the right and the last attack, most of their attacks are slow, giving you enough time to parry. Crystal golems are easily one of the most annoying enemies in the game. They're described as ancient sentries animated from the mountain's living rocks. They stand as eternal, moving guardians of the peaks. They have a translucent blue body, crystalline blades, glowing eyes, and really thin crystal legs. They're also found in the same locations as elite orcs. They have between 3 and 4000 health, deal 125 damage, drop between 500 and 1000 gold, 225 to 450 XP, have a high threat level that might not be high enough, and their level ranges from 1 to 5. They have a 1/4 chance to drop superior essence, and a 1/5 chance to drop epic essence. For their first attack, they do a short wind up before channeling their inner Beyblade and doing a really annoying spin that lasts way too long and does a lot of damage. The only counter to it is to basically just hold block and pray it parries as much as it can. After that, they do one quick swing to the right, one quick swing to the right, and one quick swing to the left. The most annoying part about this enemy is that it has the exact same spawn locations as the elite orcs, so if you aren't careful, you could be fighting an elite orc and then get snuck up on by one of these clowns. Yetis suck, but I'd still rather face them than the angry crystal fidget spinners. They're described as legendary apex predators of the frozen heights. Covered in thick white fur, these behemoths attack with primal fury, bearing victims under avalanches of snow and crushing blows. They have thick white fur, ice crystals around their body, glowing blue eyes, a giant frozen club, and they're really tall. They're also found in the summit edges, but only at the very back. They're found in the other 20% I was talking about earlier. They have between 10 and 14,000 health, deal 125 damage, drop between 750 and 1,500 gold, 250 to 500 XP, have a high threat level, and they can be between levels 1 and 5. They have a 1/3 chance to drop greater essence, a 1/4 chance to drop superior essence, a 1/5 chance to drop epic essence, and a 1/15 chance to drop Yeti hearts. These guys only have 3 attacks, but that doesn't make these monsters any easier to kill. Their first attack is them swinging their massive club to the right, which is fairly easy to parry, not that bad. It's the second attack that sucks. For their second attack, they pound their chest with both arms 3 times while roaring, then take like a half-second break, then pound their chest again with their right hand 3 times while roaring, and after the third time, they slam their club down. If you want to parry this one, you've got to just hold block and pray like the last enemy. For their last attack, they will once again swing their club to the right, but then wind up to swing it back to the left, wait an extra second to make you waste your parry, and then swing it to the left. The Golem is the first boss added to the game. He's described as a stone giant whose health increases based on the number of players in the party and has 4 attacks. He has massive amounts of ice all over his body, heavy stone bracers on his arms, a frozen body, glowing blue eyes, and he is huge. Obviously, he can only spawn in the boss arena unless somehow people find a way to glitch him out of there, which would be funny. He has 25,000 health solo, and as for duo, trio, and squad, I don't know. He's easy enough to beat solo. He deals a lot of damage, so much so that the exact number literally isn't known. He drops 17,500 gold, and he drops a ton of XP. Obviously, his threat level is max because he's a boss, and he has no level range, I think. He has a 1-to-1 chance to drop gold, legendary essence, epic essence, and he can also drop minor shards, chill dust, frost specs, and golem hearts. This guy isn't the index, so a lot of his information is unknown. His attacks are obviously random, so there isn't any order. He can jump into the air and slam into the ground, causing an AoE attack that literally covers the entire arena. He can stomp his foot into the ground and cause a large line of icy spikes to appear. If you're close to him, will either lift his hands up and try to crush you, or just punch you with his right hand. And the last thing he can do is hit the ground with his left hand, causing 3 spikes to fall from the ceiling to hit wherever you are. Don't worry though, I'm pretty sure However, all of his attacks are parryable, I think, and they're also slow. Mini demonic spiders are crystal spiders, but red and a little stronger, getting flashbacks from the elite versions of the skeletons. They're described as skittering spawns of the Raven Cave. Though small, their sting is surprisingly powerful. It does like 20 more damage. It's not that powerful. They have a black body, red limbs, red fangs, red eyes, and red ice growing on their back, and they only appear in the Raven Cave. They have between 600 and 1,275 health, deal 75 damage, drop between 90 and 180 gold, 140 to 280 XP, are a low threat level, and their level ranges from 1 to 10. They have a 1/4 chance to drop small essence, and a 1/6 chance to drop medium essence. There's no use going over their attacks, they're literally exactly the same. Demonic spiders are diamond spiders, but red, and with a lot more health and some more damage. They're described as larger creatures that lurk in the Raven Cave, aggressively defending their home against anyone who enters. At least the descriptions aren't one-to-one with the regular spiders, unlike certain elite skeletons. They have a black body, red icy fangs, red eyes, red limbs, and large red blocks of ice growing out of their back, and just like mini demonic spiders, they're only found in the Raven Cave. They have 2,500 to 5,200 health, deal 110 damage, drop 275 to 550 gold, 220 to 440 XP, have a medium threat level, and they can be between levels 1 and 10. They have a 1/4 chance to drop greater essence, a 1/5 chance to drop medium essence, and an 1/8 chance to drop large essence. Their attacks are the exact same as the diamond spiders, but they are a little harder to kill because they have double the health. Demonic queen spiders are prismarine spiders, but red, and with a lot more health and more damage. They're described as matriarchs of the Raven Cave. Their screeches echo through the cave, and their massive size makes them formidable enemies. The only thing formidable about them is how cramped the Raven Cave is. You will get jumped by other spiders trying to kill these things. They have between 13,500 and 24,750 health, which, for reference, the Golem, a literal boss, has just a little more health at 25,000 when you're fighting him solo, so good luck killing these behemoths. They deal 135 damage, drop between 950 and 1,900 gold, 350 to 700 XP, have a high threat level, and their level ranges from 1 to 10. They have a 1/3 chance to drop epic essence, a 1/8 chance to drop superior essence, and a 1/15 chance to drop greater essence. Their attacks are the same as prismarine spiders, but their health is 2 times larger, and there's a 50% chance you're getting third-partied because the area is small and they don't have an exact spawn location, unlike the prismarine spiders. If you like this video, you will definitely like this video on screen. Comment below what you think of the update, and be sure to subscribe for the second part covering the enemies in Stonewake's Cross and Forgotten Kingdom. See you soon.